Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is Love is Blind Clues. I almost said Bachelor Clues. See what happened there?
Yeah,
we're about to do
fun.
a recap of the first 3 episodes of Love is Blind Season 9. Of course, the first 6 are out. We're going to be doing our recap of episodes 4, 5, and 6. That will be out on Monday, I believe, or Tuesday-ish, sometime
soon,
early in the next week. But we wanted to go through the first 3, which we have watched, and you can watch along with us at patreon.com/Game of Roses if you're so inclined in Casa Gore. Casa Gore's been heating up. There's so much happening in Casa Gore at this point.
It's almost a 24/7. We're almost ESPN at this point. 24/7.
Really sorry, Nick Bio.
Living there. Wow. Always on the mind.
Who?
NV.
Did
you see Rachel Lindsay's going on?
No. Mm-hmm. Wowee. I might have to do a very special Clues Corner about that one. Holy shit. All right, we're moving on. We're going to go to now talking about this Love is Blind Season 9 season. So this is Denver. This was shot, I believe, over a year ago. So everything you're seeing has already transpired. Whatever animosities any of these players may have against one another as a result of the goings on of this season, those are gone. Those hatchets are buried. None of this matters. This is all ancient history. As
they
is
didn't
every
even know what
season
Labubu's were when they filmed this.
Exactly.
And you can tell.
Yeah. Wondering why there's no mention of Labubu? Because they hadn't taken off yet.
Probably existed.
I don't know. I don't know when Labubu was created, but let's just start at the very top here. The first thing we notice when we watch episode 1 is there is a brand new, or I guess they give us an intro before this, right?
It's like, it's intercut. It's like this new James Bondian title sequence of glasses and ice being poured
Liquids,
with
bubbles.
the clip spoiling the season.
Yeah,
I was able to blur it as I'm watching. I'm not remembering faces. I'm just knowing there's a drama.
Oh, well, then I'll recap it without giving you specifics. We see a notch down, tears, love level 4. Somebody can't finish with somebody.
Lots of tears.
Hearts are broken. Wedding rings are falling in water. We're seeing maybe some weddings. Someone feels like, quote, a fucking idiot. And I just wrote a mess of an intro. They basically give away most of the dramatic moments throughout the course of the season in this intro. They let you know that many of the relationships do not end well. And I think it's a massive mistake to do this because why we watch this show and why this show is unique to like a Bachelor, let's say, is that this whole show gets dumped in a month. 6 episodes, then 3, then 2, then 1, and maybe a reunion. We want to be able to build that dramatic narrative for ourselves. We want to be able to watch these people in the pods and say, I hope they wind up together.
Yeah, root
He's an
for
asshole.
this couple.
Yes. And then it's a surprise.
Doomed. And then you see if you're right.
Exactly. Now we know most of these things are going to end in disaster. So I thought the intro of this first episode was a disaster. The pods are now open. We see...
I like that they're still trying stuff.
But it's like they're not trying the right things. Let me just say this. Also, we're 3 episodes in. It's all in the pods. Most of the focus has been on players that are no longer there. Love triangles that dissolve into nothing, players that are leaving, and the players who are getting engaged, we see very little of. We'll get to some specifics there. But what they do in these pods, how it actually works is the pods are 10 days long. You come into it, you go on a round of dates with everyone in the opposing gender, and then you make a list that you give to producers and you say, this is my top 5, 10, whatever, however deep you want to make it. And then they start in the next series of days, you get to go on dates with whoever's in your top, whoever you're interested in, if they're interested in you as well. There is a kind of bracketology that happens de facto in the course of that pod portion of shooting, 10 days. The 10th
like if you were to go speed dating and you only go with the people you match with.
The 10th day is proposals. I'm not sure if you can jump that gun or not. I don't think you can. I think the producers mandate that the proposals will happen on the 10th day. So the way they cut this out of order it takes away that progression of time. It takes away the audience's understanding of like what is happening. As we'll get to in this first episode, we have one couple proposing like 20 minutes into the episode, basically. And it gives you the sense that they did it after one date, which I don't think is actually the case.
I don't think it serves you in both. It makes the couple seem more delusional to do it after one date. Mm-hmm. They're also cutting like people's first dates, and I'm like, I feel like you should at least show one clip of them meeting before skipping ahead. Like, what's the point? We're watching them date. Yeah. But also we're losing track of the couples that get engaged early, who are then going to be the actual focus of the rest of the season. Like Ali and Anton, you're like, okay, well, you kind of forget who they are by the time they're going to meet up, I assume. Yeah. I think the pod should only be 3 episodes also. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's because I saw that there's going to be drama at the meetup in my blurry vision of the promo, but I'm like, I can't wait for that. I want the pods to be over.
Yeah, I think the producers feel that there's some kind of like, they don't want you to peer behind the curtain. They don't want you to see how the sauce is made in terms of that regimented 10-day structure. Mm-hmm. But I think that regimented 10-day structure would give the audience a much better understanding of how any of this actually works. That you have to like, narrow down your selection. Now, there are some people, like I would imagine Anton and Ali they don't have eyes for anyone else. They're kind of like tunnel vision on each other, and that's fine, but still show them going through that process. Because not only when you show that early engagement, not only are you ending their narrative story, they've also been disappeared out of the edits in the men's and women's quarters. So it's almost as if they have been eliminated from the show by doing exactly what the premise of the process is.
Not what you want to see. And I'm okay with them showing a little bit of the triangles that don't work out, but like, I'm really hoping some of these characters come back because we focused on them so much. Anna's in the poster.
I know. And it's unbelievable.
She's a star. So I hope we're going to see her again.
Me too.
Let's get into it.
Okay. So our first character that we focus on is Casey. She has a cat named Chardonnay who was in the running of being on the cover of Cat Fancy. She tells us, and she ITMs that she dated her high school boyfriend on and off for 10 years and has never not been cheated on. This is an infidelity PTC in her ITM. She dated a social media guy and he was always moving on to the next hot blonde. She produces tears in this ITM. We then see her and Patrick in our first pod date. She's a makeup artist for weddings, she says. She likes sporting events. He played basketball in high school. She has 5 sibs. Her sister sings Korean and is killing it in Korea doing concerts. She's never been to Korea herself. He has not either. And she says she grew up Mormon, not Mormon anymore. She wants to travel more. He's a construction manager who works remotely, can travel, and she asks him to come to Colombia with her. Patrick then ITMs that he feels like he doesn't get the effort he puts into relationships. His major insecurity is being Asian. He was the only Asian kid in his school and friend groups. And we kind of move on to Patrick from here. Now, this is a very early indication, and we'll get more into this later, obviously it gets more specific. But his whole thing is going to be, I'm Asian, and that has always been a kind of weakness psychologically for me. It has always been a thing that has held me back. That's his biggest insecurity. She's already kind of hinting at it won't be a big deal with her because her sister sings Korean. And there's some element of acceptance in her, the way she's handling him, basically. Again,
and he says that he has only dated white women as well.
I think that comes out later. I could be wrong.
We meet Anna, who has tattoos. She reveals she's Chinese as well. And we see her talking to Blake, who admits that he has deprioritized his career. He has been prioritizing his career, and his grandma called him out on it. And so now he's focusing on dating. Or is he?
We also see Anna have a big pod date with Patrick, though, right before this, which is kind of important because that becomes one of the love triangles that we're going to follow.
They say that they both date white people in that.
Yeah. And then she invokes the Spider-Man meme as well, which I thought was good. But yeah, then there's this thing with Anna and Blake where they're talking about putt-putt golf and yummy foods and a perfect Saturday. And she doesn't think 27 is young anymore. I found that funny. And I'm like, well, take it from me, a 29-year-old. You're right.
It's hard to hear that at 29.
I agree. He asks her if she has any hot button topics. She says, are you religious? He says, no, she's not either. She says she doesn't. She goes, you don't sound homophobic or racist. And he's like, no, I'm not. What is that? Have you ever heard somebody just from the sound of their voice thought they were homophobic or racist?
I mean, no, maybe from certain word choices.
Yeah.
We meet Megan Sparkle, and she basically gives this vibe that she used to work in oil and gas, but now she's starting this health and wellness space company. And she heavily implies that she's rich and that she thinks her problem is she intimidates men.
By her level of success and her house and her car, she says. Now, we've seen a player like this before. I forget this guy's name. It was Tiffany and the guy who was an art dealer. Do you remember? And he was talking about how much money he had in season.
Oh, I've been calling her Brittany.
Oh, maybe
What's her name?
Brittany.
Tiffany?
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't remember. But we've seen a kind of
He said it with his watches or something, right?
Yeah, he was wearing a Rolex. However, I don't think Sparkle Megan or Megan Sparkle, as I believe we should call her, it has a little more. There's a pun there, at least, with Meghan Markle, you know.
Oh, but she says she's Sparkle Megan.
I know. I'm switching it up on her.
I'll go with what she says. We then get her meeting Mike, who's into real estate investment. He flips houses. He's 37. Oh, she says it's a medical technology gym focusing on health and wellness. I'm very confused by whatever this
she
is.
said, quote, it's a medically driven tech-enabled health club.
Medically driven tech-enabled health club. Okay.
Yeah.
She says she wants to be a trad wife. And
but she has all this money, you know, and she's opening medically enabled health-driven tech clubs. Like, what?
Yeah, just like
these things don't match up.
Erica Kirk.
Exactly. They talk about doing red light therapy. He refuses to disclose his age. And he talks about how he bought his first house in 2015 and he's buying a property every year. He wants to pour more energy into a relationship. They're both type A. And she says, I am into traditional gender roles. She wants the man to be the provider. We then go to Mike. He's 37. He ITMs that he's intrigued by her. Then we see Jordan and Megan. They're in a pod. He asks her what car she drives. She won't share it. So she's talking about, again, I have all this money. I have these nice cars, these houses, but she's like, I'm not going to tell you what kind of car. And we still don't know through episode 3 what kind of car she drives.
No, it is an ongoing mystery. I think she makes fun of Kias and he says, I drive a Kia.
Yeah. Do you think she drives a Cybertruck?
I feel like so many cars have been guessed. I hope it's a Cybertruck. That'll be funny.
Yeah. I hope it's a Cybertruck.
I hope it's a Cybertruck. I hope she picks Mike. I hope she... I hope that whole thing just devolves. The sauna with the friend, etc. Jordan plays his package deal here. He has a child. And in the guy chat, he tells them he loves Sparkle Megan or Megan Sparkle.
He also tells her that he has had a vasectomy, but is willing to get it reversed. I think that'll come into play later.
An Ari Lyondike type.
Yes. Congrats, by the way. They just had their 4th kid, right?
Yeah.
Not to bring another franchise into this. She is ready to have kids and find her person. And yeah, then he tells her that he drives a 2013 Kia Forte and his aesthetic doesn't match her. Then we see, Jordan's telling him that he's into Sparkle. They talk about the women they're into. Michael is singled out as a playboy by the women. When we go to the women's quarters, somebody says, I think Mike is a playboy. We see the women cooking. Ali, 27, an Army reservist, kind of pops to the forefront here. She hasn't found somebody to match her ambition and drive, and she has coached all of her exes in how to be motivated, and she's looking for somebody who is now a self-motivated person. Then we go to Anton and Ali in those pods. He talks about going by Tony. but he wants to go by Anton. She talks about going by Ali for so many years, but Eleni is who she actually is. And they make a couple name for themselves, Antonini.
And she, Amaya Papayas herself, Alini Panini. Love this.
Yeah, it was a good play. She's a good player. And this is the problem.
Yeah.
Let's just go through this and then we'll get to the problem. He says he can see himself proposing to her. She reveals she's from Brazil. He is Russian. They both speak 3 languages. She's like, my roommate is Ukrainian. He says, I was actually raised on the border of between Ukraine and Russia, and my family is war torn. A massive, very topical PTC here. Mm-hmm. He has some hard things in life that have made him stronger, and he's been raised to be stoic. He had to build his life himself, which has made him stronger. Built up his business, bought his house. He wants to be a provider, and he wants his kids to emulate him. She explains her early relationships were hindered by no male role models. He says he wants his kids to have a good male role model, and she explains that being a rock is important in any dynamic of a relationship. She asks him if he can share his feelings, and he says, I will, but only with the right person that can make me comfortable. He calls her baby, and she says, can you say that again? She likes the hints of affection.
Early name play.
Early name play. They're doing a lot of it. They're giving themselves a couple name, and he's giving her pet names. And they do a double love level 1 here. And this is our first interaction with them. We're only going to get a couple of more before a proposal and then disappearance. This is like one of your main A couples. That PTC is very strong, in my opinion. His. And she seems very into him, I have to say.
We shall see. We then meet probably my favorite character of the season so far, Edmund.
Unbelievable.
He is going on a date with Calabria, and he is ready for kids. He love level 1s her. She love level 1s him back. And we learn that his hobby is roller skating, but he's a realtor, and he plays this PTC that he was raised in foster care. But he wants to eventually be a substitute teacher because his life was saved by a 5th grade teacher. This PTC by Edmund was my play of the game. Pretty sure.
Are we doing
At
a
least
play
in this
for every episode?
It was.
It was my play of this episode for sure.
Is it my play in the whole thing? Did I write one for the whole? Yeah, it's going to be my play for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was great.
I think he's a star. He produces tears with it too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And extracts a love letter 3 from his paramour.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
You got me in here falling for you, she says. She's calling him Boo. They're doing nameplay as well. And calls him my love at the end and says, I want to keep dating and learning more. We also, in this conversation, get that they both played college sports, him football, her basketball. And I always feel like that is a unionizing thing. There's a certain like experience, I think, when you do that can really only be understood by somebody else who has done it as well. I think that's a foundational kind of thing.
We've both woken up early and moved our bodies.
Yeah.
We see then Joe, who I wrote, he's funny. Oh, he says he self-proclaims himself as only funny around dudes. And he is going on a date with Madison, a UX designer. He plays a PTC of a broken engagement. She reveals she loves singing Fergalicious at karaoke, and he loves Queen and Country.
And then she describes her perfect date as going to 7-Eleven to get snacks, flaming hot lime Cheetos. And then it ends in sexy snuggle time, and she calls him a hoot. I didn't see this one.
Heartburn City, that sounds like.
Yeah, I know. That sounds like a terrible first date. I guess it depends on which 7-Eleven you go to. We're then back with Anton and Ali in the pods. He's ITMing that her voice sings to him. They bond over having a McDonald's job as their first job, and they both learned English at age 8. He ITMs that he needs more clarity. And so they talk about her having a dream of picking him up from prison.
What? What does that mean?
I don't know. There's a lot in that. There's a lot to unpack. It's like, well, why was he in prison though? Why does your subconscious mind go there?
But she still doesn't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Dream play, always a good idea. Make it up. if you don't have a dream about them, but it almost says, oh, my emotions for you, they're subconscious. They're deeply in all parts of my being at this point, if you're dreaming about them. She produces tears and love level 4s him.
Unbelievable.
He love level 4s back and proposes. So again, you're like, their whiplash.
Second time in this. And her love level 4, by the way, every cell in my body loves you. That's a hardcore love level 4. We got a lot of cells.
Is that your play of the game?
No, she didn't say every quantum particle in my body love level 4.
Error of the game.
Yeah. No, it's not. That comes later. He says that he had a dream about her last night, and he says God has led him to her, and then does this proposal. They come back and celebrate with their respective genders' quarters, and this is literally going to be the last time we see them for the next 2.5 episodes. Again, they are
except
your first,
maybe in the background.
Yeah, you can catch a glimpse of them in the shadows skulking. Yeah. This is your A couple so far. It's the couple that was like fast tracked to a proposal. They seem to be enjoying one another, or we'll see them again at their reveal, obviously. But
I'm so curious about that stat of like first engaged couple. Do they often get married?
That I don't know. But I mean, obviously this is cut out of order. Like in the actual process of this,
sure,
were they, in quotes, the first couple to get engaged? Like, for my understanding, they all happen on the same day, all of the engagements. It's on day 10.
They're probably not the first couple to get engaged, I would guess. They're the first couple they want us to focus on. They celebrate their engagements in their quarters. What?
I was just going to say, but in service of that they want us to focus on them, the reward they get for getting engaged first in the edit is disappeared from the cut.
Yeah.
So now you're missing 2 episodes at the least. We don't know what the back 3 of this first 6 drop will contain, but at the very least, they are not present for 2 episodes out of 10. So you get engaged first, you are removed from at least 20% of the document, maybe more, as we'll see when we continue the back half of these. Makes no sense.
Yeah. We see Jordan showing pictures of his package deal kid to the guys in their quarters. Reiterates he's interested in Sparkle Megan. And we get Jordan. Wait, is this a date with Megan and Jordan?
Yes.
Sparkle Megan and Package Deal Jordan have a date. He plays a PTC that his son has type 1 diabetes. She plays a mirror PTC that her dad had type 1 diabetes and passed away from it.
Yeah.
Dang.
This is some incredible play here. And I think as we get kind of deeper into their relationship and how he is against her type, or at least as she perceives it to be, I think this PTC is a big reason why she sticks with him, at least through episode 3. I think, he's got to play it. I don't think there's like a better or worse time to play it, especially in this type of a process where you have 10 days to get engaged or not. You're going to be playing this early, but he did play it well and it did work out. They both tear at this, and Jordan says that he wanted to be a skateboarder. Sparkle said she wanted to be a UPS driver when they talk about what they wanted to be as children. He says he's never been in a relationship where he could cry. She says you deserve it. She plays complete the sentence with him, and she says falling in love should feel like. And she says exciting, scary, fun, joyful. And he says this.
Powerful.
Powerful moment. She ITMs that she has fun with him, but doesn't feel aligned with him. Then we see Sparkle with Mike. She ITMs that he's the one that's got his shit together the most of anybody she's talked to. They're compatible in that regard. He finally tells her he's 37. She loves it. She sees him as an empire builder. He's part of a tribe of wealthy guys, he admits. And I'm like, what? What is that? Does that just mean Republican?
Like a secret rich guy club.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I don't know. I had a friend whose dad was in something like this with like CEOs where they would like go to meetups.
And do what?
Like, I don't know. Like a weekend away kind of thing, like a retreat.
And just talk about how much money they have?
Poor people? I have no idea.
Jesus, that's terrifying.
I'll try to gather some more details. See if he knows Mike.
Okay.
We follow Megan onto her third part of her love square. Blake, he plays a PTC. His father died of liver failure. She again plays her dad passing away to diabetes. PTC, she produces tears.
He also says that he didn't have a great relationship with his dad, and he has regrets about them not really having a relationship before he died. She had to forgive her father for a lot of stuff, even after he died. He says, I've fully forgiven my father. She explains the diabetes death to him, plays that PTC, and talks about how he had complications, then fell and hit his head after a heart attack, and that is how he died. Brutal. Every time she hits this PTC, it gets a little crazier. And then she talks about her dad would have been supportive of this process. She knows that he, in quotes, is. Then the end of episode 1 is Ali and Anton reveal. They're standing at the doors. They're about to slide open. We see their silhouettes. And episode 2.
She loads love level 4, produces tears. Episode 2, we get this Ali Anton reveal. I would argue this reveal favors Ali. It seems more like Anton is making more body language towards her than she is. But she says that she loves his musk. Loads level 4. They kiss. Presumably all is well.
Yeah.
And he says, fuck yeah, in his ITM about it.
He's very into how hot he thinks she is. You know, the entries, the reveals in Love is Blind are extremely important moments. They're the first time that you really get a glimpse at, is this working for both parties? Now that they've seen each other, is there any kind of chemistry? Can they even imagine that there might be if there's not initially, if it's an awkward moment? You know, this one was a hard one for me to read, I have to say, because I think, at least on the physical plane, he's way more into her than she is into him. That's what it seemed like to me from body language, how the kisses went. Yeah. However, when we get her ITMs where she's like, I love him, this is perfect, she's saying everything to indicate that she's as into it as he is. But what I'm getting out of the body language and shit is not quite commensurate with what she's saying.
It's so also like so much has been building up to this moment that I think like the body language can indicate a lot. I think you're not able to hide your true feelings about it as much during this. We shall see.
But that could just be awkwardness. That's the whole point of like these. It's difficult to gauge what is real here, because you also have to imagine these people are on a fucking TV show in the most awkward moment of their lives. They're aware of that, you know? And so it's like, how much of it is, I don't want to be making out with this guy on a camera the first time I meet him. And it's weird to meet him. Like the circumstance itself is strange. And then with that added layer of, oh, I'm also on the biggest TV show on Netflix. I don't know what to do. You know?
Yeah. Everyone's going to be scrutinizing my body language during this. And
exactly.
And the matching the voice to the face thing too, I think is just like jarring.
Yeah. But all that said, this is the last time we're going to see them. Ostensibly our A couple. That's it.
Hope they're well.
I get it. The show is very big. It has been since it came out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, blah, blah, blah. But in my opinion, if you're making this type of media, you should always be striving to make it better. And they are willing to experiment. We saw the opening credits with that weird, like you called it, the James Bond title sequence. Like they're doing new things. They are trying shit. Why not try to restructure how you present the pods? Because this season, I think, does not work.
They have played around with it. Like there have been seasons with more pod episodes than others. There's been ones where they focus on the triangles more.
Yeah.
And I do think it does have to do with the cast, and like you have to switch it up as it's going, which is probably hard to do. We get a scene between Madison, who loves the color pink, and Joe. She plays her PTC that has an eye condition where she might lose her vision. He says it doesn't change the way I feel. And She level ones him. He level ones her back.
Yeah, this is a decent PTC. It's kind of an interesting PTC because it's mysterious. It's like, well, maybe I'm going to be completely blind. Maybe this is as bad as it's ever going to get. She even says some people are worse off than me and younger. Some people are better off than older. I don't know. So it leaves this kind of weird open door to like, this may not affect our relationship anyway, or I may literally go blind and you will have to do everything for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he seems down with it.
You also are like, I can totally see it being such a good thing for your Love is Blind application. And she connects it. She's like, I want to like somewhat simulate the experience of what it'll be like with my partner if that does happen.
Yeah.
We then get this kind of fool edit of this guy named Nick who is chatting about Bitcoin. And he is on this date with a woman named Kate, a registered dietitian. He reveals that he sells luxury watches, and that he likes to make martinis on chairlifts and roast the little kids who fall.
They also give him, in the introduction of this, just a hardcore fool edit. It begins with an ITM of him saying he has bad pickup lines, and we see him doing this Johnny Bravo pickup line, and then it's just a quick montage of him being absolutely abysmal in the pods, saying shit that is like awkward and weird and nobody's picking up on it. I think they've got it out for this guy. Personally,
it definitely seems so with the Johnny Bravo one, especially. Was
there's no need
like,
to put
does that ever
there.
work?
If you want us as an audience to be on board with him having a serious relationship with any of these women, you don't introduce him with that montage, in my opinion.
Kate loads this PTC that she's been cheated on and her mom died, and Nick all eggs one baskets her.
He also, in this conversation, says that he went for a morning run and got the pipes running.
Oh, so I forgot. That was important.
Opening this conversation with talking about the shit he took that morning. Error. Not of the game, but a big one. This is grotesque.
Not as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
We then follow Nick into his pod with Annie, and they have sexy talk, kind of talking about turn-ons and stuff. She has a hair salon. He says, I have a chode.
Yeah. That's his second
Another error.
If he's in the pods with you, Nick is going to be talking about taking a shit or the strange penis that he finds himself with. These are jokes to him. Nonetheless, it is giving a mental image to the person you're talking to, who you're trying to hopefully generate some romantic interest with. You're giving them no reason to generate that interest as well. You're giving us, the fourth audience, no reason to want to see you succeed in that endeavor, because now all we're thinking about is you shitting with a weird dick.
It's also, 70% of communication is nonverbal. You're only working with 30% or whatever at this point. Your voice and what you can do with your voice and the words that you're saying, people are going to be paying more attention to them. Maybe you're not as used to that when you can, like, maybe his hand gestures really
He's got a great hand gesture game.
His hand gesture of the chode, like, really makes you laugh. You can't help it. It's so funny.
This is my Nick Lachey impersonation.
When you can't see his gesture play, it doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. The pods are open. Okay, guys. You got to watch on YouTube to see what I was doing. Annie ITMs that her number one
70% of communication is on YouTube.
Annie ITMs that her number one is Brendan. We then see Brandon and Annie in a pod. She calls him her husband right off the bat. She talks about a good memory from her childhood, about a road trip to Cabela's, the outdoor store. She bought camo pants and looked at taxidermy. He remembers playing catch with his dad as a good childhood memory. That was he felt safe and secure and loved, and he will provide that to his kids too. They talk about.
And Chad shared about how Catch made him feel the opposite on our Patreon. If you want to go check that out.
If you want to hear stories about me and my dad on Patreon, check that out if you like. Brendan then ITMs that his top choice is Annie. He sees a future with her. This is future casting. Edmund now, we cut to him, a shot of him laying on the ground in the men's quarters, face down, hands by his side, making out with the floor.
Sucking floor.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
I've never seen anything like it before. Edmund is one of those, he's one of those generational talents, I think.
Yeah.
This is a reality TV superstar we are witnessing the birth of in this season. I can't wait to see where he goes after this.
He's a savant. And we intercut him sucking the floor with his paramour, Callie, talking about liking him. And then we see him spinning around on his butt on the floor.
Beautiful.
Great.
Then we see their date. Edmund and KB in a pod. He says, your voice gives me peace. She's learning how to love him and needs to know who to love. This isn't all eggs. He really feels wanted by her, he says. He always wanted that love, and this is his first time getting it. She's at peace and already happy with herself. He's at peace too. She asks him what gave him peace, and he talks about his rollerblade community. He says he's big with making people his family, and she's like, my family's going to treat you like you're their son. He says his mom's going to be happy to meet her. She asks how he forgave his mom for what she put him through. Multiple times putting him back into the foster care system. And he says, I know my mom loved me and I love her no matter what. And I don't want her to miss out on this part of my life because of our past. And she says her dad wasn't quite like that. He was absent. She doesn't talk to him and she doesn't know if he does love her, which is hardcore strange dad PTC here. And
sad.
She says she doesn't want to be tough anymore. He says, you can be soft with me. I just want to hold you and kiss you and feel that you're my best friend already. Beautiful little scene here. So far, in my opinion, Edmund and KB are the best couple in terms of how they're being presented. They're really giving us the moments of the relationship being built. Whereas with many of these other couples like Anton and Ali, I literally have no fucking idea who either one of those people are.
No, or why they're connecting.
Correct.
No, this is the couple I'm definitely shipping the most.
Me too. Hardcore.
We then see Sparkle Megan, a few quick pops of her dates. Jordan, the package deal, says he has a unique look.
His strong arms.
But I cannot tell him apart from Blake. We get a quick pop with Mike, and then Blake... she says, I'm going to a wedding at Lake Como. You could be my +1. She didn't say that to anyone else that we saw.
Yeah.
We then see Blake on a date with...
She also casually drops that this wedding costs $400,000.
Oh, yeah. Just for the venue.
So I'm like, I don't know who the friends of this woman are, but like that to me is another rich person tribe. Can you... Yes. $400,000 for a fucking wedding?
I don't know anyone that rich. What is this? What are these jobs? Oh, probably oil and gas.
Yeah, that's where she was.
It's her oil and gas friends.
My dad worked in it for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
My sister's wedding did not cost $400,000.
Can you have a wedding? Yeah, I want to go to your... Are you going to have a wedding in Lake Como? Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, I need your oil and gas money. My dad was never like crazy rich. We were middle class my whole life growing up. I don't know what kind of job she has, but I don't think it's the same one my dad had.
Sounds like not.
Yeah, we also see them playing cootie catcher here, and they talk about numbers and fortune tellings, and... the cootie catcher says your path in the pods will be ominous.
Ruh-roh. And it is. We then see Blake on a date with Anna, and they get this whole setup where there's like fake mountains and shit. They fake roast or I guess they really roast marshmallows.
Yeah. They do a mating call.
We do a quick pop of Anna's date with Patrick then. And then we follow Patrick into a date with Casey. And she kind of forces him to reveal that he is half Chinese, half Cambodian, when he really doesn't want to and keeps checking his journal to get out of it. He says he's hairless. And she says, my brother only dates Asian girls and all my siblings are dating non-white people, so not a problem. But she says she did date her last ex was someone that she found who she just thought was hot on TikTok. He doesn't know about this.
So that's like the opposite of Love is Blind.
Yeah.
It's dating only by sight, no personality whatsoever.
purely by sight.
But you do get the sense here that he's relieved that she says, my family will accept you, and race is meaningless to us. All my siblings are dating outside their race. Everything's great. But there still feels to me something a little off here. I don't know what it is. Like, he can't fully trust her or whatever. And we get in episode 3, it will kind of come up again. Next up, we see Patrick with Annie. She impersonates him perfectly. He impersonates her laugh. They're getting along. They're flirting. And she talks about her parents and not knowing why she's there. And she basically just has gone no contact with them while she's in the pods. This is the longest she's gone without talking to them. And she doesn't think they would understand the experience or the risk she's taking. She explains a complicated relationship with her mom is what she has, until she realizes her mom is just a girl with a hard life, produces tears. She's embarrassed by crying. And he's like, don't be embarrassed. I understand. I think the same way. They agree they would usually eliminate dating another Asian person, but in this case, it makes them more attracted to each other, and it's more than just friends for both of them. They agree there's chemistry. They might be the right person. We're so compatible. And they're like, this is wild. This is weird. She thinks he's Korean, then thinks he's Japanese. He's like, my last name is Suzuki, but that's my stepdad's name. I'm actually mixed Chinese and Cambodian. She's like, I'm Chinese. And they both say that's very hot. So it seems like this is one of those moments where people have a type, or at least a pattern of dating a certain type of person, and that this process is going to allow them to break that cycle because whatever they've been doing in the past doesn't work. And so this is going to be the example of how it may work. Everything here seems great, in my opinion. Yeah. This seems fantastic. I'm like 100% at this point. They're going to get engaged.
I don't know. Maybe she just couldn't not talk to her mom for long.
You think that's what it was? Her mom showed up and took her away. I found out where you were.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how this is followed up on.
Yeah.
We then get what feels super fast, and again out of context, a Joe and Madison pod. He level 3s her. She level 4s back. He level 4s back. Back and forth. They do this over and over. And then he proposes and she says yes.
I wrote in all caps, who are these people? We saw nothing of them. And a lot of these kind of like truncated relationship things they do include these like flashback-esque scenes of prior dates.
The first part of this is a flashback
with they put like sepia tone over it so that it looks like flashback, only it's not a flashback because we haven't seen it. It's footage from dates they just have never shown us, but they're like, this happened a long time ago. This was at least a day ago. It's so poorly done. I just don't get a sense of this relationship or the people in it at all.
This one was extremely jarring.
Yeah.
Especially, like, why are you even putting the sepia? Why don't you just show this scene?
Absolutely.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either. I don't get it. I'm telling you, the structure of this season is not good so far. We see in the women's quarters, then Anna is talking to somebody about her fear. She ITMs that she felt judged for the way she looks. She's realizing she might have been shallow before. So she's learning some things about herself here. And she might not have given Patrick a chance in the outside. This is all scary. And she's learning, like I said, about herself, produces tears. Men's quarters, Patrick talks to some of the guys, says he's nervous. He ITMs that he has love for her, Annie. And we get their flashbacks then. Then we see Patrick walk into the pod. Annie, hello. And this will be the first in a series of pod disappearances of people that will carry us into episode 3. This is the first one we get. I thought this cliffhanger was bullshit. I was like, she's there. This is going to be dumb bullshit.
She's sick.
But it ain't. Episode 3 begins. Patrick waits, but hears no one on the other side of his pod. He emerges, talks to a producer off screen. Hey, nobody's in here. And he keeps asking if Anna is there. And he goes back to the men's quarters and is like, she never showed up. ITM's confusion about it. And then we go to the women's quarters and the women ask if Anna has come back. She has not. Blake is then told by producers that his date went home, meaning Anna is gone.
This producer who tells Blake on camera that Anna went home was my Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week. I hate what they do with the empty pods here. Acting as if there's not producers and as if there's no, like, these people are just going into the pod, like texting the person, meet me in pod 8. You know that's not happening.
Correct.
So it's just like, okay, they're forcing them to go into an empty pod to make them feel bad.
Correct.
And this producer represents that to me.
This producer was also my
Jorge Moreno, bystander of the week.
It was our only choice, really. But I totally agree with you. If the idea you are trying to convey in this show is that this is just an experiment where we're trying to help you find love, how does that help Patrick find love? To
Wasting
force
his time,
him to go in that pod with nobody on the other side. Yeah, it's so stupid.
And they try to make it like Anna is a villain. They put this whole Chiron up. She did not say goodbye to her dates.
It says Anna chose to leave the experiments and did not say goodbye to her dates. This is punishment for somebody who gets in over their head for whatever reason. I have no idea. Maybe it's her mom. Maybe she has a secret relationship. Maybe she's just like, fuck, I don't want to do this. Yeah. Whatever the reason, it's all justifiable. But the producers treat it as, fuck you. We're just going to throw this up there. You're telling me they didn't record an exit interview with her that they could have used to tell us why this is happening? No, they want it to be a mystery so that we jump to the worst possible conclusion and think she's a piece of shit. Yeah. They do this in Bachelor in Paradise too. When somebody's like, fuck it, I went off the show. They are like, good, go get your fucking bag and get out of here then. You don't get to say goodbye to anybody.
Get to say goodbye. And then everyone on the beach is like, why didn't they say goodbye?
Exactly. I hate this. I hate when they do this shit. It's so stupid. It's so like condescending to the fourth audience, to us watching it. It's like, we don't know that you got a reason why she left. She didn't just silently walk off the set and never come back.
Sierra has chosen to leave the villa.
Ooh, good.
Thank you.
You're getting pretty good at your Scottish accent, Sassenach. We are halfway through the Ballad of Roger Mack. Halfway through.
I won't say anything. I finished the season.
Ooh, right.
We see Mike tell in a boy chat that he saunas with his ex, who is a friend, all the time. Okay. Just unforced error after unforced error with Mike.
This is his march of errors. This whole third episode is just
grand
this
finale.
Killing it.
The most wild shit, he says, comes in this next pod with Megan Sparkles, and he starts saying, I love how you want our kids to be healthy. Health is so important in my tribe. And then he brings up the package deal player, Jordan.
Yep.
And says, and this guy, his kid has diabetes.
Yeah.
Not knowing he is speaking to a woman whose father died because of the same disease. This was my error of the game.
Yes, Mike shaming Jordan's child for having diabetes was also my
error of the game.
Just as a general rule of thumb, you should never shame any child for any malady they may have for any reason. By the way, he believes it's due to nutrition, which it's fucking not. Like, some people just get born with fucking diabetes.
It's absolutely insane. And he acts as if it's like a parenting problem.
Yeah, he even says it. He's like, I forget who he mentioned. He brings up somebody like my uncle or something had type 2 and he changed his diet. Now he's fine. Like he's just feeding his kid too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something. That's like what's going through his mind. Just such a dunce. And he then says that he communicates with his exes sometimes. Another error just brings this up. She's like, I only follow one ex. And he says, I told everyone that I'm in love with you, all the guys. Another error. This is not even a love level. I call it the coward's love level or a phantom love level. For a true love level, it's got to be, I love you. I feel this way about you, or you make me feel this way. This is, I told some other people how I feel about you.
I'm not going to say if this is a joke or not.
So dumb. He says, we're going to have the most nutritious, hottest, sexiest kids. This is another error. It's like every sentence is just worse than the next. Thankfully,
our hot and sexy kids.
we get out of this error fest.
Thankfully, we get out of it.
Megan and Jordan are in the pods. She's ITMing that she's going to friend zone him. She's ready to cut this dude loose. Sparkle Megan sparkles. And he tries to tell her that he's materialistic. He's like, look, I know we have differences, but I can be just as materialistic as you too. Okay?
Yeah, I have a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah, I know you're a piece of shallow shit. I got Gucci shoes. Is that close? They talk about his vasectomy and if he will get it reversed. He says yes. He comes out of this pod saying he's in love. Megan tells the women she was thinking about friend zoning, but she couldn't. She is surprised by this and an ITM produces tears. And she ITMs that Mike has been what she went for in the past, but she's learning new things about herself. And I do think that this process, specifically Love is Blind, really lends itself to just fucking with people's brains. To be like, 100%. I came in here for something different. And I do this in the past. This is what I'm used to. Let me try something different. Even though every cell in her body is telling her like, this isn't going to work out. This is probably wrong, but I have to do it because this is the process. So she's convincing herself to make the wrong choice, basically. It's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. I feel like we just finished Love is Blind UK on Kazagor, and we have this one character, Cal, being like, she's not my usual type at all, and tells everybody about it constantly, but still keeps picking her. And it's like, this can't end well.
I agree.
We then get another person getting this blank pod treatment. Megan Sparkles goes in. The pod is empty. Wow. How could someone do this to her?
Hello?
It's Blake. And Blake is telling this producer that he chooses to leave. And
he gets the same treatment. Blake leaves the experiment and didn't tell any of his dates. But it's also like, didn't tell any of his dates.
They probably don't let him.
Exactly. That isn't their choice. Yeah. These producers, especially in Love is Blind, are fucking malevolent. And how they put this producer in here being like, well, it's okay. Whatever you need to do. If you need to leave, that's what you have to do. That's best for you.
Yeah, you're not kidnapped.
They put that on screen for a fucking reason, to make you and me and everybody watching this shit think, oh, the producers are nice. They're just trying to help these people. Yet the edits they're giving them are making them look bad. It's making them look mean and like they don't give a shit about these people they've been talking to. It's Bachelor has done this from time to time as well. The producer STCO, Shoulder to Cry On, where a producer will come out, oh my God, are you okay, Hannah Brown?
Yeah, when Hannah Brown fell.
Yeah, and it's like, you've orchestrated the situation. You've put her in this situation to fall apart, just like this.
Yeah, you pushed her.
Exactly. One producer just hits her in the back of the knees with a crowbar, and then another one comes up.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So Blake leaves. Megan ITMs that she was stood up by Blake, produces tears, and then we see somebody tells her, you've dodged a bullet. This is a Forgotten, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They
very
call it Pod
energetic
Squad.
Forgotten.
Megan's down to Mike and Jordan now. She ITMs that maybe this is her dad putting two other great men in front of her and maybe one that she would have written off. Again, convincing herself about Jordan. Now she's conscripting her dead father into convincing. Madison and Joe Ferrucci have their reveal. Pretty good reveal here. They get a good kiss. He ITMs that it felt like he was kissing a stranger.
Reveal. I think this is bad.
The reveal was fine. Then he starts to kind of pull away from her, and you can, I think, see that he is not attracted to her. However, he
says it's like kissing a stranger. He's keeps saying this is so crazy and making wild eye play.
But they do say that he's saying the right words. He says, we have attraction. My type is variety. I like that you're tall. I just wrote, he is lying poorly. He redoes the proposal. She says yes. And they say they feel good with each other. He ITMs that once it clicked, the emotion poured in, and now he's good. I don't know about this. She makes him show his boy butt to her at the end as well. This is not
good.
Spin,
this is not good. I am concerned. This is not the last we're going to hear about this, I think. We then see Annie, who says that Brendan is her number one. We get a pod with them. He says, I'll give you forehead kisses while you do all my chores. Then we see her and Nick. He says he's into role play and he loves to Google titties.
Yeah.
And he says that he would move for her because his business, he can sell luxury watches from anywhere. And then he says, I'm backed up, basically saying he's full of sperm, I think.
Yeah, we've all been there.
He's got to go for another run, get rid of all that shit and sperm.
Yeah, I shit my pants and came in my pants right before I came in the pod, so we should be good to talk about anything.
Yeah. The tubes are clean.
She loves it, though. She loves all this shit and cum talk. Nick and Kate are up next. She loves spending time with him. They call each other babe and baby. They're doing name play. He says he's confident in their connection, and she can leave the pod if she wants to just go relax. He's like,
she's sick.
Yeah, her voice is hoarse. And she loves that they're secure and happy and vibing. He loves that, and he loves her. I love you, he says, Kate. I'm in love with you and your soul. That's a level of a 4. She goes, wow. It's romantic to her and loving. And she says,
love level 3's him back.
She's like, you give me nothing to question. I am falling hard for you, love level 3. He says, you don't have to reciprocate. And she's like, he says, I want you because you challenge me and you make me feel like a man. He says, you're my person. Will you let me fight for you? And she calls him an angel and says she really likes him. Love level 1. She downgrades from 3 to 1 there. And then we see Edmund in the hallway with a fucking 10-foot vertical jump, just bouncing off the walls into the ceiling.
Literally.
And we get this pod with him and KB. They talk about working out together. She's like, what if I'm chunky? He's like, then I'm going to hold all those chunks. They talk about having balloon head babies. This is the opposite of nutritious, sexy babies.
Yeah.
And he says he's prayed for somebody just like her. And then she has something she wants to read to him. It's an essay about how he's her twin flame. She wants to love him in a way he never imagined beyond his wildest dreams. And the end of this essay is, and I love you. And KB's essay that ends with a love level 4 was my play of the game.
This probably should have been my play of the game, but I forgot.
Brilliant to write it out. We've seen some stuff like this in Bachelor. And I believe we saw something like this in a prior season of Love is Blind as well, writing out a poem that ends with the love level 4 or a proposal. He says, I love you too. We get tears all around. He proposes. She says yes. He goes crazy like he won a football game. He's leaping over the couch. He's tearing down the set. And she's like, you're different.
You're so different. I love that phrase.
They should have the 2 Chain songs.
I'm going to say that to you instead of you have a beautiful mind. You're so different, Clues.
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
This was my favorite pod.
Pull up to the scene.
Probably of the whole dump.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever. I'll stick with his PTC as my play of the game, but this probably should have been it objectively. We see the guy chat. Blake went home. Patrick decides because Anna ghosted him, he's going to notch down to Katie. And then
I think it's Casey.
Casey?
I don't know. I have all these names mixed up.
Oh yeah, it is Casey.
Okay.
And he says, I don't know, Anna and I were so similar. And then a Forgotten says, yeah, you don't want to be fucking your twin.
Unless you do.
I guess that is the silver lining. We then see a pod with Pat and Casey, and she explains that something I didn't know.
Importantly, too, though, we see he talks to Mike and tells him that he broke up with her.
That he broke up with who? With Anna?
Yes, I think, right? Doesn't that come into play in the Megan Sparkle and Mike?
Right. He says he broke up with someone.
At any rate.
Or no, he tells Casey he broke up with someone as opposed, right?
He talks to Mike, who tells him that he broke up with her.
Whatever.
Patrick and Casey are then in this pod. She explains there are 3 beans in an espresso martini. They represent love, health, and money. And if you get one without the 3 beans, it's bad luck. He's never had one.
I'm going to start sending back my espresso martinis that don't have 3 beans. I didn't know this.
Give me 50 fucking beans.
I love espresso martinis.
I haven't had a martini in a minute.
It's basically a Four Loko.
Yeah.
But tastes better.
All right.
Casey implies that she's hot, and she says, yeah, but I won't go that far. It's not like telling a guy I look like Megan Fox. Referencing the previous Love Is Blind season where the character said she looked like Megan Fox and then got made fun of by the Nation.
Yeah, the Nation calls her Megan Fox. She's a studied player. It was rough.
So mean. He Love Level wants her, but he says he's worried. He doesn't know how much she wants this regarding the area of passion. And she says, I won't BS to remain on a TV show. I would leave if it's not for you.
And he also tells her he had to cut off a connection. And I'm like, is that Annie? Or is it Anna?
Anna. I think he is saying he cut it off. And if it's about Anna, that's not the truth.
Well, at least
from what we've been shown.
Exactly. I have no idea what's fucking true. Why would he say that? If it's a blatant lie, if she ghosted him, basically, left the show.
I think he's trying to say, you're my number one. Yeah. I am all egging you, even though he was left.
Right.
And he has called her number two.
Yeah. Well, she says she wanted to walk out.
Work for?
Number one. She says she wanted to walk out 2 days ago, but she stayed basically for him. This is the bullshit line you're talking about. He calls her Case. She loves the little nickname. He says, I really like you. That's a love level 1. She feels the same and wants to give him what he needs. They agree to hang out tomorrow. Jordan then tells the other guys about how Sparkle isn't the chick that would be the breadwinner. Wait, Sparkle is the chick that would be the breadwinner.
She was stood up by Blake.
Oh, right. Sorry. And Mike is listening to this. And he's like not worried about it. Jordan then enters an empty pod. And we're like, are they doing this to us again? No. Megan Sparkle shows up. She tells him that Blake left her. They joke about that. She tells him Anna left too. They call each other Catches. He says their first date was the best one of all time for him. He makes fun of her Sparkle Megan name, but her personality is sparkling. That's all that matters to him. He wants to pop champagne and fuck and not argue. That's the type of relationship he wants. Good work if you can get it. This makes her teary-eyed. He asked her about his age.
The
29.
Dream.
Yeah, exactly.
My dream date, and you knew it.
Yeah, my dream date is we wake up in an exotic location in a giant mansion and we just get money and diamonds rained on us and we have endless sex with no repercussions for the rest of our lives. Sounds good. She says it's more about compatibility and readiness for commitment. Things seem to be going well here. Jordan returns to tell everybody that Blake and Anna left the show. He explains that he is love drunk on Megan Sparkles. And Mike tells the other guys he knows more and too much, then puts on sunglasses. And now we see Mike and Megan. He's like, I know too much. And he's like, oh, where am I at with you? And she's like, you're up there for me. And he's like, you got 2 guys left. And they talk about her liking guys that are trouble for her. And she says, he's like, you're dating 2 guys.
Guys telling women that they're trouble and that they like trouble.
Yeah.
Red flag.
That's working on her. She's like, he knows me so well. He says, you're dating 2 guys that are trouble right now. And he's like, you should tell me who you're dating. I want to see if you're honest. Implying I already know, which he does. And she's like, it's Jordan. And she's like, how did you know about Jordan? He's like, because I'm a smart guy. It's like, because you were just in a room with him and he said he went on a fucking date with her, you piece of shit.
He's screaming. He's love drunk with you. Yeah. I mean, it's just, God.
I'm a super smart guy. You know who else says that? I'm a pretty smart guy. That's Donald Trump.
I'm one of the smartest guys in my tribe. I know too much.
I'm part of the smart rich guy tribe. She says she's honest with him and it reminds her of her exes. That's nerve-wracking to her. She thinks they're each other's types and she's there to take that out of the equation for once. She produces tears. She's scared. He promises her that he's not like her exes. He says he thought it was a pipe dream to have this power couple that he's dreamed of. But this is the kick in the ass he needed to put it out there for her. He's like, I don't want to just pour my heart out to you and look like an idiot. And she's like, I need time. And he says, you're good. Don't worry about it. He says, I don't fault you in any way. And she gives him this look that's like, well, why would you fault me? That was my
face play of the game.
It's a look that basically says you botched it. And then we end with a reveal about to happen between Edmund and KB. And Edmund says in an ITM, make sure a medic is near. And that's where our cliffhanger goes.
Love that.
Mike wrecked this in the end. I think he might have had a chance with her, but all these dumb things that he was saying and this kind of like, I'm playing a power position over you and I know secret information and you better tell me the truth. It just fucking wrecked it. I think he's out.
He's shitting on the dad by saying
That
he's
too.
trouble, even though you might think he's safe, and shitting on the dad's sick child.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to give mine, but Edmund sucking the floor was my
Face play of the game.
That was a good faceplay. But that wraps it up. Those are our first 3 episodes here of Love is Blind Season 9. We will be covering
Love is Blindsided. When will that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Has it already happened?
Maybe it has
the
happened.
2 players.
It was the empty pods, I guess.
We will be covering the other 3 episodes of this first 6 drop in our Patreon at patreon.com/Game of Roses. Join us there to watch them with us if you like. We will also be recapping those 3 episodes early next week. Look for that before our recap of Golden Bachelor Season 2, Episode 3, in which you may be seeing this hat. This exact hat, I'm saying. At the OC County Fair.
The hat heard round the world.
Yeah, I can't wait to cover that date. It's going to be very fun.
I'm so excited. And now that you think it's Peg, I'm like,
it is 100%.
Oh,
I know.
she's so entertaining.
I didn't know what I was seeing at the time.
You said the energy level, and that is the energy level.
Listen, I got some behind the scenes information to share
about
that
wait.
date that I think will blow minds of humans and non-humans. Any entities, really.
Wowie. Well, Kazagor is open. Patreon.com/Game of Roses. And we'll be back next week with those episodes. Praise be Dark Lord Lachey.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.